One thing I've learned in all my years in business, I've been in business for about 25 years. And as a writer, I have 43 published books. And in all my life, as I raised my 7 children, you have to have a plan. If you don't have a plan, that's a sure recipe for disaster. I received so many comments and so much feedback from people on this new channel, and I'm just delighted that I might be able to offer some help in my own insights, but I'm also reaching out to see if anyone wants to be a guest to talk about their journey through carb addiction. If you know of a coach or some professional that would be able to contribute, that would be great. In the meantime, because I had so much of an outreach, I just felt an urgency to get some things up so that I can get some tools into your hands. And so I made up this list of 10 things to help you when you are in the throes of the addiction craving. What some things that you could do. The first thing is to have a plan. And so what I'm going to give you today is 10 different things. The first one is to have a plan, but I'd love it if you take notes or watch this a second time and take notes so you can put those down into a plan and get some things maybe on your refrigerator or somewhere that you can say, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this. Pick one, and so forth. And then you'll have some go-tos for those times when you might be feeling that way, that edgy feeling, that craving feeling. So have a plan. And you're already doing it by being here and thinking about it. Just thinking about it helps to give you the start to success. The second thing is break your routines. Routines keep us stuck in so many different ways. But as you go through your life, think about when it is that you normally snack. When is it that you want something sweet? What are the points in your day? For me, it was always sitting down in the evening watching TV. You watch TV like this. you don't just watch the thing. You're watching it like this, right? So break that. Break that. If that's when you normally snack, then think about how you can do it a different way and not be constantly stuffing your face. And so the other piece of it is pick your battles. Pick your battles. And we'll talk about that throughout this whole process today, about picking your battles. If you can eat pork rinds, eat pork rinds. Just something to get you through that. If you're sitting there and you're watching a movie, watching TV or whatever it is you do, and you normally would be eating and you just can't seem to get through that, then eat pork rinds or find something else that you can do that is in carnivore. Don't just try to stop, because just trying to stop isn't going to work. So give yourself an alternative. If you get sick of pork rinds, maybe you won't want to snack, or maybe you do. You might have to find something else. So, beef jerky, something like that, but just switch to a carnivore snack for now until you can cycle through and get to a better place. Break your routines. After dinner is a big time for me to go prowling around. What else have we got? What else could I eat? And that is a major point. So let's see, will I get into that? Yes, I'll get into that in the next one. Second one, a third one, stay hydrated. Sometimes when we're looking for food, we're actually thirsty. So stay hydrated. Drink plenty of water. On carnivore diet, we eat a lot of salt. We need water. So drink water. The first thing you should reach for when you're feeling that edginess is water. Stay hydrated. And then the next one, number 4, get active. I read a long time ago something that stuck with me. It was in some magazine article, and it said, you can't smoke a cigarette in the pool. That makes sense. So if you're trying to quit cigarettes, start swimming. At the times when you would normally be reaching for a cigarette as a habit, during the day, get in the shower, get in the tub, get in the pool. And so applying that principle to carbohydrates, what I would do is, and what I do sometimes is after dinner, go for a walk, get outside, get active, get away from the kitchen, get out of the house. And so when you're eating your dinner, when you're preparing your dinner, make a plan. If you feel like you have to do the dishes immediately, then start washing before you eat until you get to the food, the time of dinner to eat dinner. And then you have your plate and your knife and your fork and you stick them in the dishwasher, close the door and get outside and go for that walk. Take the dog out, whatever it is. Break the routine of being in the kitchen after dinner. Get away from it. Go somewhere else. Because what I have found, one of the things is that those cravings pass. If you get your mind off it, if you go to something else, go out and do yard work, run, the lawnmower, do something else that will put you in a different space. And so then you get into a different frame of mind. And then the next one, which is kind of funny, take a shower. I just said take a shower. But taking a shower alters your state. It relaxes you. When you come out, you feel fresh, you feel different. Take a shower. Yeah. This one came from Carnivore Me, Amanda, and that is sucking on salt chips. She gets a bag of salt chips. Now, I don't have that information right now. You could check with Amanda at Carnivore Me, but I've heard many people say salt helps cravings. And she'll just put the chip in her mouth for a couple seconds. Eventually the body says enough, take it out, done. And it really does help. If you don't have salt chips and I think she gets them from Redmond's or somewhere, but if you don't have any yet, then eat something salty. Salt helps with cravings. Cold slices of butter. Oh my God. They are my go-to. I take a stick of butter and I slice it up and I put it in a glass bowl with a little rubber lid, one of those Rubbermaid something or others. Anyway, Anchor maybe. And I put it in the fridge. So when I'm having a craving, I pull that out, pop off the lid, and I pick up a slice of butter and I eat it. It's cold, it's refreshing, and it is soothing. It's really soothing. Now, butter soothes your mood. It literally lowers cortisol levels. So butter is a big help, huge help. And you can eat that anytime. There's no limit on the butter. Now, don't make yourself sick, but the carnivore diet does not limit you on amounts. That's one of the reasons I love it so much. You can eat as much as you need to eat, just within the parameters of what, we are doing. Electrolytes. Electrolytes is another one. Now, you can put electrolytes in your water. I put electrolytes in my coffee, and that gives me a boost in the morning, but I don't drink coffee anymore. But I put it in my morning hot drink, and it does help me get a good start on the day. So electrolytes do help. Now, you could put them in your water bottle when you go on your walk. Just make sure you're getting enough. This one might surprise you, and I have some pushback from people on this sometimes. Eat sardines. Sardines kills my appetite. And the good thing about sardines, because I know a lot of people don't like them. The good thing about sardines is I found out from one of the carnivore cooking channels, ketogenic woman, fry them in butter. Take the sardines out of the can, put them in a hot pan of butter, and cook those babies. They are good if you do them that way. And if you eat sardines after the meal, or maybe make the sardines a side dish to your meal, it will really help with those cravings. And so if you fried up a can, of sardines, and then you put some on your plate and put some in the fridge to eat the next day, with your meal, or even if you're feeling edgy, sardines really help with cravings. And I also do it with shrimp. Now with shrimp, I'll put a couple little pieces of bacon. I like make my bacon into squares about that big, and I put 2 or 3 in a little frying pan and cook them up. So I've got bacon grease and bacon in the pan, and then I'll throw in maybe 6 or 8 shrimp and cook them. It doesn't take very long. but eating those after a meal totally takes away my cravings. So shrimp is a really good way to cut your cravings too, if you like shrimp better than you like sardines. I know that seafood is not within the, strict carnivore BBBE thing. And so I'm going to get to that in 1 minute. The next one, eat until you're full. Eat until you are full, full, full. I'm not saying stuff yourself till you're sick. I'm saying eat until you're satisfied. Hugely important. And eat enough fat. The fat is what makes us satisfied. So make sure your meal has enough fat. Put butter on your steak. Do whatever you need to do. I fry those squares of bacon. I'll do about 3 of them. Fry that in a pan and throw in a couple eggs and cook it with the bacon grease in the eggs to get enough fat. And it helps me last through the day. So incorporate fat, because the fat is really important for keeping your body satisfied. And then eat until you're full. If 2 eggs isn't enough, do 3 or 4 or whatever it takes for you to feel good when you're done eating. And then the last one, I already mentioned it. This isn't an extra thing. This is kind of an overview. Pick your battles. Pick your battles. If you're just starting carnivore and you have an expectation that you're going to be able to do the BBBE, which is beef, bacon, butter, and eggs, those 4 foods only, and salt, you might be raising your expectations too high. You might need to broaden out and just be carnivore at first. I've never done BBB and E. It's too restrictive for me. I know myself. I know I couldn't sustain that. Even for a few days, I would get edgy. I would get that feeling. And I want to stem that off. I don't want myself to get so rigid and so strict that I'm setting myself up for failure. Because that's a mental tendency. We have mental tendency sometimes to set the goal too high, and then we fail. Oh, I failed. Back to regular SAD, sad eating, right? No. Set yourself up for success. Have a plan. Pick your battles. I started out having coffee with heavy cream. After about 3 months, all of a sudden I got this idea, I don't think I need the coffee anymore. So I went off coffee. I got a coffee substitute. And I started drinking Dandy Blend in the morning. Well, I got off the caffeine. Now, I went through caffeine withdrawal for a few days. It was not pleasant. But I got through that. And then I started drinking this Dandy Blend. And I recommend Dandy Blend as a good coffee substitute. It's made from dandelion. It's cleansing to the liver. And it's also tastes like coffee. So it's a good way to ease off of it. And I drank Dandy Blend for probably 6 months, because I'm 8 months carnivore now. And I drank Dandy Blend for maybe five or so months, only Dandy Blend, no coffee. And just last week, I'm drinking my Dandy Blend, and I'm thinking, I think I can give up the Dandy Blend. I started drinking what I call carnivore tea. When I have a craving, I'll make carnivore tea. There's another one. I guess this is number 11. Boiling water, 2 or 3 tablespoons of good butter, and electrolytes. Put that in your cup. Now, I'll add a drop, just a barest drop of vanilla to that. Put maybe this much in the mug. Take my immersion blender, stick it in there and foam it up really good. And then I fill it up with hot water. Now, what I'm really eating is butter and electrolytes in hot water, all fizzed up, and it's very satisfying. So I'm drinking that in the morning now. I don't even drink the Dandy Blend anymore. Let your body tell you when you're ready to give something up. And so I'm done with the whole cream. I'm done with the coffee. Don't even want them anymore. And over time, I don't like chicken anymore. I actually made chicken, couldn't eat it. I'm down to beef and just a tiny bit of pork and a few things of seafood. But I didn't jump into that in one day. I've been doing this for 8 months, and my body has been detoxing, becoming accustomed, rebuilding. rebuilding my body has been amazing. So you need different foods at different times. Your body will tell you when you don't need it anymore. And so I hope this helps you. Please give me feedback. And if you have other things that you do to stop the cravings, please share them. That's what this is all about. Thank you so much. See you next time.